Hello everyone, this is Sierra Leonean Jollof rice. Stay tuned and see how I prepare that delicious jollof rice in my way. So we have chopped onions, I have fish well seasoned, washed and seasoned, and now I'll be frying the fish. So that's the fish frying, and that's the first batch of the fish actually. So my mom always used to say jollof rice is not only the rice, it's the marinade, the seasoning, the flavors, the color, you know, it's everything, especially the stew that we make that goes on top of the rice. So our jollof rice, Sierra Leonean jollof rice, is different from other jollof rice across West Africa. You know, jollof rice has been a very classic and popular food in the West African community. But when you say Sierra Leonean jollof rice, this is what you're talking about. Look, see, watch, and stay. So we are now frying the chopped onions. We're gonna fry the onions until it's turned really soft and tender. And then we'll go in with some tomatoes. Usually we put fresh tomatoes, and we put tomato paste. But for this recipe right here, I'm only gonna be using tomato paste because that's what I have at home. So please stay tuned. And for scotch bonnet peppers, we don't use much of that because my kids are no to that. Please don't tell me my fish is burnt. It's not burnt. This is how I like it. I like it crunchy because it's gonna go in that stew. And usually when you put soft fish in the stew, it just scatters everywhere in the pot. So I don't want it to scatter, so I want it to stay whole. So that's why I make it that brownish. I don't call it burned, it's brown. It's brown and crunchy. Okay, we're going in with the second batch of the fish. So my mom always says, you know, jollof rice is jollof rice, right? Okay, now I'm gonna open the tomato paste that goes in, as I said earlier, that goes in with the onions, because that onions we need to cook like very cook until it's really soft, because from that sauce we'll be taking some gravy. That's how we take some gravy from the pan and then add it to the rice, and then leave some gravy in that pan. We don't take all the gravy, we have to leave some there that will go on top of the rice. So that's what makes our jollof rice more unique, flavorful and tasteful. So for some reason my tongue was tied. Okay, now we have the texture of the onions. So I went in with the shrimp. For this jollof rice I use fish, shrimp, and beef. The beef, I didn't show you all the process, but that was already cooked with some real good flavor, so it's sitting outside. So in the other pan, because I have all my family around today, all my kids, because today was Christmas, so I'm gonna use the big pan, my biggest pan in my house, to cook my jollof rice. So now I'm going in with the steamed beef. This beef is already cooked and tendered, so we're gonna use all the broth, the fish, the beef, and all the seasoning. So as you can see in that pot, we have the gravy cooking for the jollof rice, for the rice itself. So now we're gonna be adding some water onto that gravy, because that gravy needs to cook the rice. Oh, for some reason please don't see that. Okay, now we have the rice. For the rice, I use jasmine long grain rice. I'm gonna wash that rice. At the beginning, see how white the water is? So I'm gonna wash that rice until the water turns clear, 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 so to take some starch away. That will take some starch away from the cooked rice. So it's time to go in with the rice. That's me going in with the rice. And we don't forget to mix that jollof rice, because when we mix it, the pot bun will not be too much. You know how African food takes hours and hours to cook, so mixing goes a long way. Okay, so as you can see, I'm mixing again. So we have to mix so we don't get too much of the rice turning into pot bun. So now I have to cover that rice with some foil, and then the pot cover also, so that makes it cooks into a consistency that we want, because we don't want it too soggy, you don't want it too soft, you don't want it too dry. So now, yeah, the jollof rice is already done. Dishing time. Yes, that's dishing time. We are dishing our jollof rice. I'm taking out the bay leaves because I don't want those kids crunching or munching on those bay leaves, thinking it's some kind of vegetable. So I have to take those bay leaves off. So I will dish that jollof rice into that pan. And then don't forget, we like pot bun in our house. Pot bun is the best because that's where all the goodies, the sauce, the ingredients, that's where it all sits. So after dishing that rice, I will go ahead and scrape my pot bun and then make it into a ball and then place it on top of my rice. My kids love eating that. Sorry, in this video I'm not going to show you how we really like that pot bun, because I didn't show the video when we were eating, but next time I will do so. Yeah, so that's the pot bun. As I was telling you, I'm turning that into a ball, and it looks like a fresh food. It's crunchy, flavorful, tasteful, you name it, it's everything. All the goodies are sitting right there in that pan. So I'm scraping it and then turning it into a ball, and then place it on top of the rice. So when my kids eat, they'll take the food and then take a pot bun, and that goes in their plate. So they like it, they love it. It's like turning into a tradition now in my family. Okay, after that, we're gonna dish our stew. As I told you, what makes Sierra Leonean jollof rice stand out is the stew. So usually in West Africa, people all over the world, people cook jollof rice, especially people in West Africa. But the jollof rice is different from country to country. What makes our jollof rice the best is because we don't only cook the plain rice like that. We will add some goodies on top. You see, that's what's going on right now. I'm adding all the stuff that I cook in that other pan on top of the rice. So when eating this rice, you don't take it from under, you don't take it from on top, you take it on the side, like go like straight on the side. So that's how you get everything. You get the stew, you get the protein, you get the gravy, and you get the rice, and you get some pot bun as well. So yes, that's the dish. And onto that, I told you my fish, I want my fish whole. You see how whole that fish is? So the fish goes last because I don't want it going all over the place and leaving bones in my stew. So I don't want that. So that's what I did. Look, what do you think? What do you think about this meal? This